Good morning from the heart of New York City. This is Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast. Podcast dedicated to one thing: to learn and apply to eat better daily. I'm your host, Angela Shurina from Create Yourself That Today, your personal nutritionist, your personal health and wellness coach, your personal fat loss guru, food detective, and just someone with a lot of passion for healthy eating, nutrition, healthy food, macros, fats, carbs, proteins, everything and anything we put on our plates and in our mouth in order to hopefully feel good, perform better mentally and physically, and of course to look amazing. Today, guys, we will talk more about the science of fat loss and weight loss, a little bit more details on hormones, and just we're gonna think a little bit. When it comes to fat loss and weight loss, everything we're gonna be talking about is based on my recent reading, Fat Chance. It's all about hormones and obesity, the reason why we're getting fatter. It's a book by MD doctor, and then also the obesity code, again, about the reasons for weight gain of our society. And then inability of a lot of people to lose weight, even when it means to gain your health back, your energy back. Weight loss, fat loss, it's a complicated issue. It's not just about calories. It's not just about hormones. It's not just about availability of food and food advertising and more palatable food. It's not just about that, and all the processed foods, of course, processed sugars and all the vegetable oils and all the hormones and antibiotics in our food produce, especially animal products. It all comes together, and that's why we have this, obesity epidemic. And obesity it's not just one thing. There are people who are overweight and they are pretty healthy, if not really healthy, and there are people who don't have any excess weight and they're sick and their metabolism is of a sick person and they're just not healthy. So obesity, again, being overweight, it's not. And also metabolic disease, when people have heart disease and high triglycerides and high cholesterol and blood sugar all over the place, and insulin resistance and high insulin levels, or overproduction or underproduction of insulin in response to changes in our blood glucose. There are so many things tied together. And I also recently just finished listening to this amazing podcast on Joe Rogan show with Dominic D'Agostino, who studies ketones and ketogenic low carb diets in details, and also his conversation with another doctor who is more into flexible dieting approach and macros, and who has the opinion that whatever diet works for you, whatever diet creates caloric deficit and has good nutritional profile, doesn't matter if it's low carb or low fat or high carb or high fat, it's gonna work for that particular person. Anyway, there is a lot of information that came out recently. Some of it is based on science, some of it is experience, professional and personal. But in any case, what you want to understand that weight loss and fat loss, if this is the issue that you're having or you want to address it, comes down, at the end of the day, it's still caloric deficit. So you cannot get thinner and leaner and burn your own fat if you're not in a caloric deficit. If you're consuming somehow and absorbing more energy from your food than you spend on your daily activities, on your training, and etc. But that caloric deficit, that's what a lot of people get wrong. calorie is not a calorie, and the amount of energy that we absorb from our foods or from our own fats, for example, if a person is obese and they're not gonna eat anything for a while, they're still gonna get all the energy they need just from their own fats. So caloric deficit, meaning that you absorb less energy from whatever sources you're on of food, should be less than whatever it is you're spending. This is the definition of caloric deficit or energy deficit. And that can be achieved, through a number of ways, by restricting, of course, the amount of foods we eat. But then also caloric deficit or surplus depends on the kind of macronutrients, proteins, fats, and carbs, and how you personally metabolize them. And also what kinds of food you are eating them from, eating, for example, salads and drinking your greens in smoothie is a different math for your body. Obviously, on smoothie, our body going to spend much less energy on digestion, and in the end of the day, it all matters. And then, of course, when you eat also matters, because that produces different hormonal response. Usually, also it matters how much you sleep and how well you sleep. It also, of course, matters how much you exercise, how much energy you need to recover, how old you are, how much stress you have, and how well you manage it. So caloric deficit or surplus, it's just complicated. It's not as easy as it seems, but in order to lose weight and lose fat, you do need caloric deficit. And if you're not losing weight or fat for some reason, that just means that whatever it is you're doing does not create caloric deficit. Either your body getting more energy than you think it is, or something else is happening for one reason or the other. Another thing I want you to think about is 95, every diet works, actually. Most of the diet works. What research shows that people attempting to lose weight usually lose that weight. And the majority of people actually lose their weight when they really focused on that. But 95% of those people gain that weight back, and majority of those people get surplus. So that's the hard issue why it seems like diet don't work, because people go on a diet and then they lose the weight, and then after a while they gain it back, and a lot of times gain more of it back. And what I noticed from my experience and from all the studies, all the research, it happens because, and a lot of actually guys agree on that, it happens because people go on a diet that they cannot maintain, and they cannot wait to get back to their normal, quote unquote. And that normal, for a lot of people, means doing the exact same thing as they did before the weight loss phase that got them into troubles in the first place. And guys, this is like really the stupidest thing to do, to think that whatever you were doing before weight loss, you lose weight, you go on some kind of diet or exercise program or together, and that helps you to lose weight, and then you get back to whatever you were doing before weight loss, and you expect your weight loss to stay. That's not going to happen, because something made you gain that weight in the first place. And if you start doing the same thing, then there is a huge thing that you're going to get all that weight back. So the only way to lose weight and maintain that progress is to create a lifestyle and nutrition program, your exercise program, your lifestyle program that will maintain that weight loss. Basically, you got to create new lifestyle for yourself if you want to not only lose weight, but also maintain that weight loss. So, for example, my own example, I, over the past year, probably lost probably 2-3 pounds of fat. I didn't lose much of weight, probably a couple of pounds though too, but I also gained some muscle, and I got leaner, and that showed on the machine that I was using to measure fat percentage. So I got leaner, and I'm already maintaining that for at least half a year. But the difference is I changed my lifestyle, where I don't eat those treats that I used to eat. I don't eat as many fat calories as I used to. I don't binge on any kinds of foods, healthy or unhealthy. I changed quite a few things, nothing probably dramatically because I was never into junk food, and I was never overweight really. But right now I'm really, really lean, and I'm able to maintain that because I figure out what worked for me, why I lost that fat percentage, and I'm maintaining it. I eliminated all the weird sweeteners that eliminated all the cravings. I don't go for all those fancy keto foods and all the, snacks that I used to eat much more. And I don't eat that many nuts that didn't work quite well for me. And I work out more consistently and challenge myself more and work out smarter. So I changed quite a few things about my lifestyle, and that's why I'm able to maintain that fat loss. So anyone who wants to maintain weight loss and fat loss, you got to create different lifestyle, different from the one that made you gain that weight or you had before the weight loss. You cannot, even though, maintenance and losing weight is different, and you'll be able to afford more freedom after you lose weight and fat that you want to lose, you still have to have certain boundaries. But another important thing is you want to have those boundaries that are easy to maintain for you. So, yesterday we were talking with Zoe about what works for her, how she counts her macros, not so much calories, and how she seems to do better on lower fat, even though, she prefers to maintain kind of middle ground, having her healthy fats, having, healthy carbs, and eating most of her food as whole foods, allowing herself some treats here and there. She knows exactly what works for her body. My diet is, quite a little bit different. I allow myself almost no carbs, and I eat high-fat diet. And I also don't really count calories, but I still manage to maintain caloric deficit most of the days because I'm just not hungry on the diet that I'm doing, and it's really enjoyable for me and easy to maintain. What I'm trying to say is for her, she's super lean, she looks amazing, she has amazing lean body mass, and she's fit. For her, something works that doesn't work for me. Like the way she eats, if I ate that way, I would be fatter, not just because I would eat more, but because I would eat more. I would have more cravings. It would be much harder for me to maintain lifestyle and eating habits, the ones that I have right now. So the main point is you gotta create lifestyle and nutrition and diet that works for you personally, and for that you gotta experiment. That would be easier for you to maintain, and you would have to spend much less energy thinking about your food, your nutrition, or your training. So it's not like misery and suffering all the time and limiting yourself all the time. All of that you have to take into account to design again nutrition and lifestyle and fitness program, the one that maintains the progress that you're gonna get from your weight loss, fat loss program. And it's very individual. So this is, I guess, to recap this episode on weight loss and fat loss, and what we are learning from the recent research, studies, and statistics is that first, to lose weight, to lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit. And if you're not losing that weight, that fat, then something prevents you to be in a caloric deficit. And it might be your hormones or in your lifestyle that promotes those hormonal changes. It might be the foods you are eating and macronutrients that are not the best for you, whatever it is, but you are not in a caloric deficit for one reason or the other. This is thing number one. Thing number two is you don't want to be that person who spends all this energy and all this time being successful, losing that weight and fat, and then getting it all back, and a lot of times with surplus. You don't want to be that person, because that's just a waste of your time and energy. And in order for that not to happen for you, you need to create lifestyle that will allow you to maintain your progress in to maintain the body and health that you want. And that's probably going to be much different than the lifestyle that you created that made you gain that weight and probably stole some of your energy and health. So this is the second thing you want to think about. And again, weight loss and fat loss and caloric deficit is not that easy. It depends on macronutrients you're eating, foods you're eating, your hormonal environment that you create by your lifestyle, by your actions, your sleep, your stress levels, the way you eat, when you eat, a lot of things. So guys, if you have questions about weight loss or fat loss, or about, you need some help to figure out what doesn't really work for you and why you can't lose weight and fat, or why you can't maintain it, or why you're low on energy or anything, you need to find a solution and reach out, ask me, send me email to angela@createyourself.today, follow my Instagram account, my website, subscribe for my newsletter where I try to always keep you posted on my recent thoughts, studies, discoveries, and my own body progress. So reach out, find a solution and do something different, because if you do the same thing, it's not going to work for you. If it didn't work before. So reach out. And again, remember, weight loss, fat loss, it's not that simple, but it is at the same time. It's about calories, but those calories depend on a lot of things, that a lot of them are in your direct influence. You just need to know what to do exactly. And that I can help you with. Angela@createyourself.today. So that's it for today, guys. Weight loss, fat loss, everything and anything you need to know. You can ask, you can find a solution, and you can make it happen. That's it. Thank you for listening, guys. I appreciate you a lot. Let me know what you thought about yesterday's episode with Zoe Panzerino, who is amazing bikini pro, bikini competitor, and a fan of flexible dieting, not on keto or intermittent fasting or anything like that. And she's super lean and super strong and just amazing human being. And let me know if you have any questions about what you heard today and need any help with your weight loss, fat loss, lifestyle, nutrition, and fitness program. And till next time, as usual, eat better daily.